Hey guys, Simon Trezellian back again for part 2 of my Wicked video, and almost immediately I started getting some questions about, well, what about Boc? Yeah, he was a nice guy, and actually quite the reverse is true. So we were talking in the last video about everyone being wicked, and of course Boc is this adorable munchkin type character, but in truth he's actually not a nice guy at all. He's a manipulator. He obviously puts on a front to try and show Nessa how good he is because he's in love with Galinda. And he's only doing it to try and ingratiate himself with Galinda. So he's actually being totally disingenuous and untruthful to Nessa, who obviously loves him. And of course that is, you know, the whole point, because Boc becomes the Tin Man. You know, he's the one without a heart, and Nessa, you know, loved him and becomes very disenchanted with the whole aspect of love and becomes wicked herself. She becomes the Wicked Witch of the East, and she is the one that gets killed when Dorothy's house falls upon her. That's why you see the legs come out and with the slippers on, and there were silver slippers, not ruby. Obviously in the first color film they wanted to make something that wasn't black and white, which was silver. So Dorothy actually steals the slippers, which shows a lot about her as well, from a dead person, right? So Nessa isn't a nice person either. She rejects any type of good favor that her sister gives her. Nothing is good enough, and she sees everything through the lens of her own victimhood. So there's no real niceties there as well. So yeah, so those other two core characters, Boc and Nessa, both have their own agendas and both indeed are wicked, you know? And it's interesting because I suppose the only one that wasn't really wicked but just ineffective is the lion cub, and of course it's not really real character. And we saw the lion cub as well as another another little allusion to the Wizard of Oz. So in the Wizard of Oz you see the Wicked Witch in the first part of the movie taking Toto the dog and putting her in the basket at the back of her bike, and you see that in Wicked as well, where they put the lion cub into the basket at the back of the bike, and then Elphaba is riding that lion cub away. But in doing so, the lion cub becomes more and more frantic, more neurotic, and that sets up the other character of the lion, the cowardly lion, for what we see in the Wizard of Oz, where he's afraid of his own shadow because he's had a traumatic life. He started in a cage. He was then taken out, put into a dark basket, and then transported into the wild. I mean, and you would be a little bit neurotic after that, wouldn't you? So I'm really looking forward to Wicked 2. Obviously Wicked 2 has already been created and will be released at some point in the future. But if they stay clear to the story as they did, I mean, obviously the seminal moment is the final part before the intermission in the stage play with Defying Gravity. And I thought that was done really, really well and very true to the stage play, which is quite an awesome sight for those of you that have seen it, or those that will see it. I think they did a really, really good job there. So it's going to be an interesting time, and you'll see that a lot of the secrets within the Wizard of Oz are exemplified in my book, Unveiling the Wizard. So I was able to decode what Baum's original intentions were of the book, and especially during the time that he wrote it. And when you consider the political environment in which we now find ourselves, a lot of those lessons are still there to be learned. And that is the purpose of Unveiling the Wizard. So please do like, share, repost this, and I shall look forward to catching you soon. Simon Trezellian, out to you. Bye-bye now.